Yep, guys, we're live, we're live, we're live, we're live, we're live, we're live. It's the kid, 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 it's the kid. So, guys, international break. We know that we hate it, but this has been one of the better international breaks that we've had because a lot of storylines have happened, a lot of things have gone down. And I think there's a lot of stuff to digest. So a few things, and again, who knows, we may divert and go into other areas, but just a few things to note. So what's on the agenda? Belgium getting pimp slapped by Switzerland. That has to be one of the top things on the agenda. Then we're looking about how England toppled Croatia. Is Harry Kane now world class? Is he tier one? I'm going to talk about Mane crying and the pressures that top African players have when they play for their national sides. And we're going to talk about Deschamps, France getting their first L after a long time, and to see whether and ask whether Didier Deschamps has in fact been found out. So let's start off first with Belgium. I saw the scoreline. Now, who watched the game?
I did.
All right, so just give us a very brief sum up of what the hell happened on our pitch and was Hazard playing.
It was crazy, to be honest. So Belgium started off well, went 2 up. Thorgan Hazard was balling out, and it seemed like it was going to be a routine win, but all of a sudden, Switzerland stepped up. I mean, that's all I can really say. Severovic looked like it was Lewandowski. Shaqiri showed some of his recent Liverpool form, and yeah, they turned up and they came big. And I think obviously the home crowd helped a lot. And Belgium, for some reason, they kind of stood up with them, and it really just enabled Switzerland to put a lot of pressure on and put a lot of balls into the box, and that's what happened.
So is Martinez's lack of defensive coaching and technique? I mean, really, because for me, I've always felt that, look, man, because I think this is great for the Euros, because prior to this game, I said that, you know what, Belgium, I think they're going to be one of the favorites in Euro 2020. That's France are one of those teams where you don't know which France you're really going to get. And even in that France-Belgium game, Belgium could have easily won that game, but it was 1-0. France got the goal and they just saw it through. But I just thought, for me, I believe that the most impressive team at that World Cup was Belgium, because they played the best football. But I'm looking at this right now because, I mean, to lose 5-2 to Switzerland is insane. That's absolutely insane. You can't just say, okay, Vertonghen wasn't playing, and then that's the issue. So, I mean, is this a case of where Belgium should be seen as one of the favorites in the next round?
I mean, from my point of view, from the game itself, I mean, it's hard to really say it was just Martinez's tactics. I mean, I think part of it was Boyata and Charlie getting exposed on the left-hand side. I mean, again, Shaqiri absolutely balled out. And they really just exposed that side of the, especially with their right back, and also Rodriguez's long diagonal ball. So I thought that was more of the problem rather than from Martinez. I think you also have to take into account the fact that De Bruyne's not there. Obviously, Lukaku's obviously a big player for the likes of Vertonghen as well. Someone Max Echoing, by the way. But yeah, that was just kind of the main issues that I saw with Belgium. Not really to say it was the tactics, more just kind of the personnel as well. I think was a big issue.
All right. Okay, so let me bring these points to Dahir. So Dahir, would you still say Belgium are the strongest team in Europe, or would you still say France are the strongest team in Europe from Euro 2020?
I think France are still the favourites for me because of the quality they have.
Even after Netherlands, because that was only France's first defeat, like since winning the World Cup. But I think Belgium are right up there with France, maybe as the second favourites. But on tonight's game, I didn't really watch it, but I was surprised. I saw the highlights, and I was really surprised by the scoreline. You know, when Belgium went 2-0 up, I expected sort of, maybe 3 or 4 goals. But the way Switzerland came back, the resilience they showed as well. It was also nice to see Shaqiri, continuing his form as a Liverpool fan, obviously. Oh yeah.
I think for Switzerland, this is huge because this makes the Nations League next summer more interesting. Because if Belgium had qualified, we would have all seen Belgium, as the team that we would expect to win the Nations League. But now it's finally balanced. We're expecting Portugal, England, Switzerland, and Holland, to make a good fist of it.
Yeah, man. That's all right. So I mean, let's bring in Hazem, Belgium. What is your assessment? Do you still think that they are still a strong team, or has this taken them down a few pegs?
I mean, I still see them as a strong team, but like if I look at that game, I watched the last half an hour of it, and for me, Belgium just went back to looking like a team of individuals. Like when Switzerland were just sort of started to sit back at the end. Belgium just relying on individual players like to go forward. Like Mertens was trying by himself, Hazard was trying to go all the way, Manir as well. He was just trying to dribble and get the shot. So they weren't really playing as a team. And if they continue like this, I don't think they'll be Euros. And they're definitely not the best team in Europe right now.
Okay, so Montal, what's your assessment of Belgium?
My assessment is after a long time, I guess, from 2016 Euros to now, first time we saw like Belgium as a bunch of individuals, because in the World Cup they played as a unit. They like defended well. I don't know what's the reason, all of a sudden like so lack of defensibility and marking the players, especially Shaqiri, trying to play between the lines. So still like it would be harsh to consider them as not a favorites for Euros 2020. So I think that we should give them a chance, and they are favorites, one of the favorites.
All right, Mr. Professor, if you got your mic working there.
Oh yeah, it's working.
See, I knew it was him. I knew it was him. I just had a sixth sense feeling that it was him. All right, carry on.
All right. As for Belgium, I mean, they faced no one in the World Cup, so I mean, I don't rate them that highly. I'm sorry.
France, bro, France.
No. Oh yeah, the first team they faced, they were knocked out. So okay,
they beat Brazil.
Brazil,
impossible.
What are you
okay,
talking
we're not
about?
going to have this. But the Brazil one is a fluke. But here with Belgium, they're not the best. They were never the best team in Europe. This is just a fact. And
they beat England twice.
Europe, no, can I finish forward?
Yeah.
And as for,
I'm sorry. I apologize. Sorry.
As for Euro 2020, I mean, Belgium are not winning it. I mean, their main player got rejected by Madrid. So I mean, I'll put France ahead.
Relax, easy.
I'll put France ahead of France and maybe.
Oh,
I'm not sure about Germany if they get rid of.
Whoa.
They're still good. There's still some potential.
No, wait, Digimon. We're gonna get to France because just said we'll get to France. Okay. Vincent, is this land tamer?
Yeah.
And I know. Well, look, I told you guys, I've got a sixth sense to all you people, man. So, land tamer. So, give us your breakdown on Belgium then.
Well, I didn't watch tonight's game against Switzerland because it's the Nations League, and I don't have time for that. But overall, Belgium, I think when I look at their squad, I think they're missing. This is just my assessment, but I think they're missing creative midfielder. I don't see it.
Isn't that Hazard?
No, but he's
Hazard's
more like a
not
winger.
creative.
I'm talking like a player in the mold of a Cruz.
Playmaker. All right.
Yeah, like a playmaker. Yeah. Because I look at that midfield and they have a bunch of bricks. I mean, I don't know. Witsel has been really good since joining Dortmund, but if you look at that midfield, they have Fellaini. Nainggolan isn't playing anymore, right? He got
Yeah. He retired. Yeah.
So who really is there? Who really is there other than Dembele maybe?
Tillemans.
So,
I mean,
I don't know. Yeah.
Tillemans is young, man.
He's a good player. He's got a lot of quality.
Okay. Let's switch through. I want to switch through. So, England. I mean, look, man.
You're hardcore, bro.
Wait. Okay, look, I was very, very surprised because let's just be real. England have been a bunch of bricks for a long time. Like, I've had to induct the entire federation into that flipping academy because of the amount of times that they flopped. But let's just look at England right now. Where do we rank this team? It's a very young team. They look like they're still in the process of growing. They did. You see, for me, okay, let me just be real, and I'll echo what I said in my post-match analysis, which was that I didn't give a damn what they did at the World Cup. For me, they didn't really achieve anything at the World Cup. People can say they made the semis. They faced nobody. When they beat Spain, I was like, okay, let's now say this right now. And then when the manner in which they came up against Croatia, and it's not about them beating Croatia, because I think Croatia have slightly weakened, especially without Mandzukic in the team, and Modric is getting older, but just the manner in which they were able to come back and fight back and get the win, and also to top the group, I think it's huge. So let me start with that here. Where do you rank Harry Kane right now? Is he tier 1? Is he tier 2? Or overrated?
I would say, if I had to pick out the 3 categories, I would say maybe tier 2, because he's now been,
Oh, wait. So you said maybe tier 2. So you wouldn't put him as a definite tier 2?
No, so he's a definite tier 2, actually, because he's been the top scorer of the Premier League for some time now, obviously with the exception of last season. And he has proven himself over the years. He's scoring goals consistently. He's now even finally scoring in the Champions League. And I know England's path to the World Cup wasn't exactly difficult, but he still managed to score 6 goals at World Cup, which is, I suppose, that's decent as well. So I would probably put him.
So why wouldn't you put him tier 1?
Tier 1, I feel like that's because at the moment he hasn't won anything with Spurs per se, and we still have to see what he can do in the knockout stages as well in the Champions League. But other than that, I would say tier 2.
All right, FG. Kane, where would you rank him? Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, or Brit Academy?
He's easily world class. I mean, the guy, he's not.
I'll ask again. Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, or in the Brick Academy?
Okay, he's tier 1. Here's tier 1. I'll say this, but he performed at the World Cup. By your logic, he should be great. And the Champions League, he scores in every game in the Champions League. So he's performing in the Champions League. And the league, he always does it consistently. It performs well. So there's no debate. He's world class in tier 1.
Okay, thank you. Forward, where is Kane ranked? Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Where's he ranked?
Yeah, I echo the same sentiments. I think he's just about tier 1. Obviously, when it comes to his goal. I mean, without you screaming like a girl, let me finish my point. So yeah, he's just about tier 1. Reason why is yes, he's getting a lot of goals and he's doing great and he's performing as an all-round striker compared to someone like an Icardi who's just poaching. Yeah, that's all great. The only thing is we need to see him win trophies, win it in the biggest games, and ultimately at Spurs you're not going to be able to do that. But he has to be at least just.
So you're saying he's tier 1? Are you saying he's tier 1?
Yeah, just about tier 1. Yeah.
Sorry to disturb you, Ford. I would say he's just about tier 1 or 2.
Sorry to disturb
you, man. Is he tier 1 or tier 2?
Oh my god!
I mean, I'm saying he's just about into tier 1. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you. You've talked. Hazem. Kane, where?
I just want to ask, what do you consider tier 1? Like
tier 1 is
like.
Okay. Let me just give you names of guys who are in tier 1. Messi is
strikers.
Strikers.
Well, we're talking strikers. Really.
No. Okay. To be honest, right now, I don't actually have a striker currently in tier 1.
Wait, one night Benzema.
I don't currently have a striker.
What about the only
striker I would believe, because for me, my thinking is that Aguero, the Suarez, they're all in tier 2. Is Harry Kane as good as Suarez? Peak Suarez? Is Harry Kane really as good as Aguero? That's my thing.
Wait, can I touch on
Harry Kane?
Because if I'm putting Harry Kane in tier 1, that means I'm saying that he's better than Aguero.
Wait, how's that? Aguero has never performed.
Wait, let me answer my question.
Okay, this is Hazem's turn. So Hazem, give me your ranking. That was just my mention. So Hazem, give me a ranking.
Yeah. So if you're saying like Messi and those guys, yeah, obviously Kane isn't close to Lewandowski and all those guys. So I'll put him in tier 2.
Why is that obvious?
Easy, let the man talk, man. Let the guy talk, man. The guy just.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Yeah, finish.
He's been top scorer in Premier League, and he's been performing in the World Cup and internationally. And yeah, him and Icardi and those strikers are just tier 2. Tier 2.
A1, relax.
I mean, to be honest, like it's a valid point. Who's better, Icardi or Kane?
You cannot compare Icardi to a better striker.
We're going down the line. Okay, Liverpool for everybody. How are you going to rank Kane and what?
Tier 3.
Whoa! Okay, guys, relax.
Easy.
Guys, chill. Let him explain his points. Because I'm very interested.
I keep hearing about how amazing he was in the World Cup. What did he do in the semifinal? I can't remember. Can somebody remind me?
Wait, so one bad game. He's not.
What's your...
Let him land. Let the guy land, man. Man, damn.
What did he do in the semifinal? I hear a lot of quiet.
Okay.
So let's move on then.
So then
The whole
Wait, so you're telling me one game
tier
besides his whole
Okay,
career,
what
basically.
tier is Lewandowski in?
Yeah, he
He's
never won.
surely in the
Obviously.
Brick Academy
Obviously.
if you're judging
Yeah, he got out of the
on
group. He
their
got out
World
of the
Cup
group stage.
No,
Right?
no, 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 no.
Hello.
You guys, he's relaxed, man.
It's
Polish
tier
nuke.
3 based on what he
Lance,
can do.
What did he do in the World Cup?
Polish
Though?
nuke,
What did he do in the World
Please
Cup?
watch your tongue. Watch your tongue. Muntaha, please take the Muntaha. Please take the floor. Where do you rank Kane?
The tier 2, not
Tier
tier
2.
1. Yeah, like bit closer to tier 1, but I don't think so. He's better than Icardi. For me especially, I think so. Icardi is like better on the ball, better at dribbling, bit more technical.
Oh my god.
Please let a man talk, guys. Let a man talk. I beg you, please. Please.
Yeah, Kane is better finisher than Icardi, no doubt in that. And his shot is somehow better than Icardi for me. Yeah, this is what I think. And personally, I don't consider right now Kane as a tier 1. But if he'll keep on playing for 2-3 seasons, he can become a tier 1 player. But right now, he's tier 2.
Okay. Juju man, Kane.
I mean, Kane, he's not as bad as Lukaku and Rashford.
Pause. Okay, guys, chill. Let's chill. Everybody chill. You mentioned Lukaku. Just chill. Take a deep breath. Now, Juju man, I beg you, I implore you. At 5 million plus people listen to this Hangout every single week. So what shall be on your gravestone? So please think long and hard before you utter these words. Give yourself a few seconds. Now speak.
All right. With Kane, I mean, if he's tier 2, maybe tier 3. Because look, if we remove out the fact that he's English, so that's a hype you get. And then another part is he still play. I mean, the man is approaching 30 and he plays for Spurs.
What?
I mean,
No, he's 25.
It's really bad.
25.
It's really bad.
He's 25, bro. How is 25 approaching?
25 and plays for Spurs. I mean, that's bad. He should be playing for top teams.
Mate, what universe do you live in where 5 years is approaching 30?
It's like if he was top class, people are playing. I mean, he might be in Europa soon. I mean, how is this guy tier 1 playing in Europa? What's going on?
All right, look, judge about shut the hell up, and we're moving on. Land table. What ranking is Kane, man? What the hell?
I think he's on the verge of being tier 1 because I remember the one criticism you had is he wanted to see if he can do it against the big boys and on the international stage. Yeah. So in the past year, he scored against.
When did I say that?
He faced no one.
You said no. I have it on tape.
Wait. He performed against Real Madrid.
On that tape. That's.
All right. I'll provide it to you. But anyway, he scored against Juventus. He scored against Real Madrid. He scored against Barcelona. He's the top scorer. He won the Golden Boot at the World Cup. So what do you want the man to do? I mean,
second. Those are horrible
arguments. Man, let him finish, man. Let the guy finish, man.
I'm just saying the only reason I truly think that people, if he had the pace of an Aguero and if he didn't look like Bambi on ice sometimes because he does look clumsy. I truly think that if he didn't look as clumsy as he did and he didn't speak in the way he does, if he was more eloquent, then people would hold him in higher regards than they do.
You know what? I'm going to go to A1, but after A1 speaks, there's something I want to pick up on that Lantima touched on, which are very important points. A1, Kane, where do you rank it?
All right, cool. Since you consider no one being a tier 1 striker, he's tier 2, definitely, and on the verge of tier 1. It's his 5th season in a row. The past few seasons, he's been one of the top goal scorers in the Premier League. Champions League said to him that he can't do it. He's done it in the Champions League. Internationally, he got Golden Boot. So he's tier 2, man. You can't say like he's not tier 2 or he's tier 3 or anything like that. He's one of the best strikers in the world, man. So yeah, he's tier 2.
Okay. Now I just want to go off to the point that Lansing made, and for me, and I think this leads very well into the Raheem Sterling discussion. Now the thing with Kane is that he's pretty much ticked every box. He scores loads of goals. I said, okay, can you do it on the biggest stage? He's done it on the biggest stage. He has come clutch. He adds assists into his game. But just something that Lansing has said that when I just look at him, he doesn't come across as a very good football player. Like, that's just my instant eye test. So when I just look at him, he seems a bit awkward, doesn't have the kind of grace that you would normally astute to a top football player. But whereas like you look at like a Suarez or you look at like a Lewandowski or an Aguero, I'm like, my God, if I saw these guys playing in the park, I'm like, damn, that's a damn good football player that I will be terrified to face. You know, so it's one of those things where he scores all of these goals, but as a defender, are you scared of Harry Kane? But as a defender, you are terrified if you're
wait, why wouldn't you be
as a
scared
defender,
of
you are terrified if you're against Aguero based on just the kinds of things they can do as an individual. If you get what I'm saying.
Wait. So who's better on the ball, Icardi or Kane to you?
Obviously Kane, but can I just add one thing on this Kane topic?
Both of them aren't that good on the ball. Both of them aren't that good on the ball.
Wait,
That's
what has Kane done?
Kane's playmaking ability is actually
What has
Bro,
Kane
they're
done?
both finishers. They're
Wait,
both
chill. Wait, sorry. Wait, Hazem, what's that you asked? What are you asking?
No, I'm saying that both of them aren't that good at the ball. On the ball, they're both finishers.
I mean, no,
you have to keep in mind though
game
that
I feel is superior to Icardi. The thing about Icardi is this. Now, I don't know how much he's done for Argentina, but Icardi is playing with a dude called Antonio Candreva. He's playing with.
No, he's not.
He's very easy.
Harry
World-class bricks. This guy is feeding
one
us
of the best.
I think this is
not playing with
Kane scores as many goals as
Candreva's a
Icardi
sub.
with those losers in his team. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not into say cool.
Which losers? Candreva's a sub.
But he still plays for the team, man. So he's still.
Icardi doesn't get the same. Icardi does not get the same service though. If you look at Kane, he plays with one of the best playmakers in the world, in Christian Eriksen.
What?
No,
that's true.
Put respect in Eriksen's
That's true.
Put respect in Eriksen's name. Put respect in his name. Please, I beg you. Okay, wait, guys. Okay, I want to move this discussion. I want to move to Sterling right now. Now, guys, I need your help here because I can't figure out Raheem Sterling. And my dilemma is this. I don't know whether he's a really good football player or just a really effective player.
It's effective.
You know, wait, let me land. I'll give you guys the floor because watching the Spain game, looking at City's recent games, and even looking at and it's so funny that Mane isn't here because Mane is pretty much his child. But when I just look at Sterling, I'm like, is it that he's really good at? Because he is improving, but something just says that I don't know whether he's a really good football player, and I should give him more credit and even make him tier 2, or no, he's just very effective and a very dangerous player to have. So let me start with A1. Sterling, quality football player or just a very effective player?
Quality football player from time when he was at Liverpool as well. There's a reason why Liverpool.
Since Liverpool?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, since Liverpool. There's a reason why Liverpool paid millions for him when he was 14 years old. That's the reason why. Like, also again, this guy, he can dribble on the ball. Yes, some decision making is maybe bad at times, but he's improved from when he was at Liverpool. But at the same time, you can see that this guy's a good football player. The only problems with him as well is just that he misses chances. That's it. But this guy's a very good football player, very talented as well. You pick him up.
I think he's tier 2.
I would say tier 2 right now, yeah.
So that means he's as good as a David Silva.
Wait, would
David Silva's probably upper bound tier 2.
David Silva is tier 1.
Easy, relax.
No.
So A1 finish.
Juju, man, you're funny, bro.
I would say that tier 2, yeah, both from tier 2. Different positions, but tier 2.
Okay, here, Sterling, good football player or effective football player?
I think very good football player. When he was with Liverpool, some of his decision making was really lacking at the time, but the talent was there. You could see it. Like when he was through on goal, sometimes he would, be wasteful, miss chances. But at City, he's become more effective. He's become more intelligent. He knows, where to move. There are times where you're not really convinced when he plays, 1v1, but he has improved quite a lot under Pep Guardiola, and I would say he's a tier 2 right now. He's having a great season as well. So
yes,
I can't agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
FG. All right, forward.
Yeah, just to add on to what obviously everyone's been saying, yeah, he's very effective and he's also a pretty good football player.
No. That's not how it works. Choose one. Either he's a very good football player or he's very effective. Choose one.
He leans more to the side of being effective. Let me just get my reasoning to this. So you see a player like, let's say, Riyad Mahrez, who is getting more elegant on the ball. He looks a lot better aesthetically when you're looking at it from the eye test, right? But someone like Sterling, he just produces so many numbers. He would produce so many moments, and it's not just what you see with him, but obviously his football IQ, the intelligence of his runs, his decision making in terms of his passing. Obviously, when it comes in front of goal, he sometimes has like a brain fart and he doesn't always produce the right kind of finish that you need, or even trust his left foot, simple things like that. But again, no, you have to give him his credit. He's a tier 2 player and he's producing. And especially in big games as well. I mean, how many big games has he performed in this season? Against Arsenal, against Spain. Even today, he was very good as well. So he's been doing it.
Hazem.
Yeah, 100% tier 2. He's been great this season and last season as well. Guardiola has transformed him into a tier 2 player.
Oh no, I disagree with that. But yeah.
And he's a quality player, not only effective. You can see like when he was at Liverpool, that was when you could see his footballing ability, and now it's coming back. And obviously, in addition to effectiveness, but you can see that he's a really good player and tier 2.
All right.
Just to add, sorry, Pep Guardiola is given too much credit for his development. Carry on.
Wait.
As much as I think Pep is an arrogant prick, he deserves a lot of credit for what he did.
A lot of credit.
Going down the road, easy. Liverpool for everybody.
All right.
Track star and a football kid.
Pardon?
Sorry, say again.
I said track star and a football kit.
Oh, stop being bitter, man.
That's
Wait. Double H, can I go?
What?
He missed his turn, man. He missed his turn.
Okay. Okay, FG, have you go because your mic was fucking.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's just an effective player at best, man. He's tier 3 at best.
Whoa.
Thank you.
At best.
Shut up. That's what.
And if you
Okay. FG, explain your points. Why is he tier 3 at best?
because if you take his pace out, he does nothing. He does nothing.
Have you seen his play in between the lines?
What? Bro, relax, man. He's nothing special, man. He's nothing.
Okay. All right. Okay, after you talk. Munzaha.
Yeah, I think that this guy is like a good player right now, and he's mostly effective player, and is in tier 2 for me. And his decision making has been improved, and he really adopted well Pep Guardiola's system of like build up play, and slowly and steadily his decision making will improve, I guess, and he's a very good player.
Okay, Jujuman.
Raheem Sterling is. I think he's tier 2, border tier 1 because
borderline tier 1.
Yes, because look,
he's do you know what tier 1 means?
Yes,
not everybody can just be tier 1. Do you know what tier 1 means?
No. Look. The man is he's very intelligent player, Raheem Sterling. He doesn't get praise for that, but he's a very intelligent player. And the one thing about Sterling is Guardiola helped him with his finishing because Guardiola told him. Pep deserves credit because Raheem Sterling he was scared. He was scared of making mistakes, and he was like every time he ran close to the goal, and he stopped and looked up and crossed because he was afraid of missing, and because he misses a lot, he's afraid. But Pep told him it's okay if you miss. Like he's all right. He shouldn't be afraid and take shots. So Pep Guardiola deserves a lot of credit for what's happening to Raheem Sterling.
All right. What's his Lante?
Yeah. So I think Pep has made Sterling into a lethal weapon, and just based on his effectiveness, he should be tier 2. But as a player, similar to Kane, I don't like him as a player. Like you can see he's technically flawed. Like when he receives, if you look at his first touch, sometimes doesn't make mistakes at a higher rate than say a Hazard. Or no, he does make more mistakes than Hazard, but he can see his first touch, in tight spaces when he receives the ball when he's not in his comfort zone, when he receives the ball where he's not supposed to in the box with his back to goal, he loses the ball. He over dribbles sometimes, runs into traffic. like he's technically a flawed player, but he's a system player. He's great right now for City. But yeah, he's not a very good he's not a very good footballer. He's not very technical.
Interesting.
No.
Preach.
No, that's false. Morata
Like
is
I would
True,
take,
but-
even though
yeah.
Sane is on the bench, if I had to pick a player for Chelsea, I would pick Sane 10 times out of 10.
Chelsea. Oh.
No, that's the
Chelsea?
fault.
Why
Raheem
Chelsea?
Sterling is better.
Because he supports Chelsea.
That's-
I agree with that in a sense.
People-
Even though he's
wait,
better than Sane, but yeah.
Wait, okay, so let's move on. We'll probably come back to that, but I want to address Mane now. If you were on social media, you would have seen Mane in tears, pretty much covering his face, because apparently he missed a golden opportunity and his own fans began to boo him. My thing is because this very well juxtaposes with Salah and what Salah was able to do after he scored the winning goal in the final in the 93rd minute for Egypt, pretty much showing how he's easily like Egypt's greatest ever player. So my thing is this: is that do you think that the pressure that especially African nations put on their top players who are amongst the top players at their clubs is warranted, or do you think that they shouldn't receive so much pressure, which may actually be affecting them? Or do you think because they're a big player, you should be able to deal with the pressure? Let me start with Lantema.
Oh, I'm not qualified to speak on that. I didn't even see that incident. So.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
This is just a larger point where it's like, if let's say a top player for, let's say, Liverpool, let's say Mane, for example, if you're a top player for Liverpool, should you should you accept the ridiculous amounts of pressure you are on to replicate that form for your national team? And if you get booed and people are on your back, should you accept that based on who you are as a player, or do you think that your national team should pretty much be a bit more easy on you, even if you're a big player?
I think it depends on where you play. I mean, for a player like Lewandowski, for example, you can't expect him to do the things for Poland that he does for Bayern.
But let's be real, man. Lewandowski underperformed at that World Cup.
He could do more, sure, but
the whole team underperformed, and it was
yeah, but like okay, Senegal have some great players. Koulibaly, probably the best defender in the world. Mane is borderline world class, maybe world class. But other than that, Keita is pretty good. But other than that, well, what do they expect? Like, he would have to play make. He would have to score the goal. He would have to set up and score the goals. I don't like. And from what you told me, he missed a chance. So what? I mean, did you see Morata today? He missed an open goal.
No. Don't mention that here. Don't mention that here. Keep going.
Yeah, I think no, I wouldn't expect big players of not to be disrespectful, but smaller footballing nations like Senegal to replicate their club forms. It's unrealistic.
Okay, Juju man.
With
Sane, I mean, the abusing a player. I mean, they're all humans. He'll miss the chance. I mean,
but he's the star man. He's the star player.
Yeah, but he's human. Like everyone has an off day. If he misses, it's you don't have to abuse the man. It's like everyone has an off day, and the pressure. I mean, I think it's a privilege that for Senegalese that they have a great player who's top class, and they should enjoy it instead of abusing him. And as for Mane is world class. There's no discussion here. Mane and Koulibaly are world class. All right, that's it.
Yeah, so
okay.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, like it happens in football. It's a part of football. You know, there is an off day for everybody, for a star player like Messi as well. So it's nothing new, and I think so. Senegal shouldn't make a fuss about it. So like they should give him the chance.
Wow, you guys are a lot nicer than I am. Liverpool for everybody. Your thoughts on this?
Mane needs to suck it up and get over it. He's a professional football player. These things happen. He's been doing a lot of flopping for club. I don't know what he's doing in Senegal. Look, be better the next time. I don't know. I don't want to see him crying with his head down. All that. Suck it up. Keep playing. Be better the next time.
Look, I mean, I'm more in line with that. But okay, so Hassan.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. What happened? Why is he crying? Like, no player in the history has missed a chance, and like they won the game 1-0. So like, and now they're top of the group in the what's called Cup of Nations above all the other teams with 13 points. So like, I don't get why he was crying just because he missed a chance. Like, I don't really get that. And
Well,
also,
no,
I want to reply
because again,
to.
it's like he knows that he is Senegal's golden boy. He's perhaps one of, I think for me, he's Senegal's best attacking player because I don't rate him above Diouf. Even Diouf at his peak, I just think like Mane is like, this guy is just an incredible talent. So when you're just at incredible talent, you have to deliver. And it's similar to the whole Messi Argentina thing where, like, when you have that opportunity, I know it's hard, I know you miss chances, but you have to, especially when you're the star player, you have to flip and deliver, especially for your country.
Yeah.
Especially for your
But
country.
they won the game. They won the game, though, so I don't get the big deal. Also, Lion team were like, you can't blame Lewandowski for that in the World Cup because you have to understand the coach just messed up completely. No, let me talk. He was changing the formation for each match. He completely destroyed the physical preparations for the players. Like the whole team was in shatters for this group stage, and that's why I got fired. So yeah, just want to say that.
All right, forward.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I was actually really surprised to see that he was crying. I mean, he's generally he always keeps his emotions in check. Unlike, let's say, Ronaldo, when we saw him crying, we could kind of understand it because he's always quite emotional on the pitch. But, I mean, even when he scored in the World Cup in the Champions League final, I mean, he wasn't celebrating that adversely. He was always pretty kind of a chill guy. So, I mean, I was surprised to see it. And in terms of my views on whether like fans should be that brutal on their players, personally, I feel like they should be a bit more understanding. Yes, obviously they should be brutal to an extent, and they should expect a lot from a player who's performing at a high level for Liverpool. But at the same time, I mean, you see how much love Egypt have for Salah. They don't really show that kind of same love in certain other countries in Africa, let's say like in Nigeria or Senegal, for their players. So I feel like with Mane, I feel like he maybe feels like, oh, Salah's getting all this love and attention, but yeah, I'm not getting it. He misses a big chance and now they're booing him. I can kind of see why he's crying, but so I can basically understand both points of view, but he's got to suck it up and just do better next time, I guess.
All right, FG.
Okay, yeah, this might sound harsh, but I think it's absolutely embarrassing for a professional to cry just because you miss a goal, and
you're Ronaldo,
and your own fans started booing you. I mean, you get paid thousands a week. You don't. And the thing of the pressure, the whole pressure thing is, I mean, if you're a top player, you have to deal with the pressure. It's that simple.
What about Ronaldo?
Oh yes.
What about Ronaldo? Look,
don't get it.
What do you mean? He played for Madrid.
FG, you've talked, man. I don't bring that thing.
Nah, man.
As usual, FG doesn't make sense. As usual.
Yeah, I found the whole situation quite bizarre, but I do agree with what most of what Forward said. With regards to, it's part and parcel. Fans have expectations, but I thought the way Mane reacted to it maybe could have been, better. Obviously, not every footballer is the same. They all have different mentalities, but obviously, since Senegal won the game, it was a bit of a surprise, and I did hear that he missed a chance. But obviously, you have to do better, like in terms of, if fans boo you, you shouldn't react like that. So I thought from Mane's point of view, it could have, handled it a lot better because it's not like it was at the World Cup, if he had missed a one-on-one and Senegal had been eliminated, then maybe I would have understood the situation. But even going back to the World Cup, I thought Senegal were really unlucky not to make it out of the group. So Mane is obviously undoubtedly their best player. So I think the whole situation was quite bizarre, but it's not something you normally associate with Mane because he's normally a humble guy. He's more cool and down to earth. But maybe this little situation will make the Senegalese fans appreciate him more. Maybe not to the extent that the Egyptians appreciate Salah, but at least close. All
right, A1.
To be honest, I was surprised that he was crying, especially since his team won as well. But then again, I think it's part of the game, really, man. Some players have got different mentalities. Some players cry to get their emotions out. Some players think, all right, cool, I'm going to do better next time. I think with him, he should just, he's cried, whatnot, just try, do whatever to improve. He is Senegal's top player, so I do expect him to a point to turn up, especially for your country. So, yeah, he should just try to get over this. It's a little L for him. Get over it, and next time, do better in it.
All right. So, final topic before we round out. Didier Deschamps. Didier Deschamps. Now, you see,
Fraud.
after that France-Denmark game at the World Cup, I was like, okay, this guy's a clown. Like, sack him after that game. I know that's never happened before, but someone go there and sack this dude so France have a chance of winning the World Cup. When France won the World Cup, people can say, oh no, it wasn't Deschamps, it was the players. He wasn't really there. The players won it for him. At the end of the day, he won the World Cup with these dudes. So what can you say? So Deschamps' pragmatic style, that's like, we'll let you have the ball and we'll just hit you on the counter, it was working. And it's been working until they got pimp slapped and they got their chain snatched by the Netherlands. A Netherlands team who have nobody. Well, okay, not really nobody, but they're in the development process. And their main player looks like a bodybuilder. So, my thing is this, and this is like the topic for discussion, is with these sets of players, I mean, my God, Martial, you've got Dembele, you've got Pogba, you've got Mbappe, you've got Griezmann, some of the most amazing attacking talent, of course, Varane, Umtiti, Pavard as well. Is Deschamps' tactic still the right tactic to get the best out of, in my opinion, the greatest talents that France have ever had? So is Deschamps still the right man, and should he still be given loyalty based on the World Cup win, or was that World Cup win just, yeah, it was really the talent, but they actually need much more of an attack-minded man, Wenger or Zidane? All right, I'll start with them. A1. Is Deschamps the right man to get the best out of this team, or should they get someone else? A1.
To get the best, I don't think he is. But I think with him, he should.
But he won the World Cup. He won the World Cup, though.
But at the same time, I still think that France weren't at their best. They could have been much better at the World Cup. But I think he's just too pragmatic for me. Like, from playing Matuidi on the wing, whatnot, when you've got talented players who are much better, like, especially attacking wise as well. Like, this is the France that we want to see. The more attacking, loads of flair. But he makes them be boring, man. Like you said, gives the other opponent the ball and they sit back and counter attack. And just like, we want to see more. And I'm pretty sure the French fans want to see more as well. And a loss like this against the Netherlands, who are developing, like, in transition, you know, there could be questions raised about him pretty much soon, innit? But we'll just see for the next game.
They're here.
Yeah, based on the talent France have, for me, Deschamps was never really the right manager in the first place. But obviously,
but how did he get them to win the World Cup?
No, but that was more sort of down to the players than the tactics, if anything. The approach was obviously pragmatic, but when you have the likes of Mbappe, Griezmann, Pogba all contributing,
Germany had a good squad as well, and what?
Along with the he had a world class.
So you put that World Cup win down mainly to the players rather than Deschamps' tactics.
Yeah. Obviously, he had a part to play in it, but it wasn't as big as the quality of squad that he possesses. Mbappe was obviously amazing in that World Cup, as was Kante, Varane, Umtiti, etc. But moving forward, Pogba as well, obviously. Moving forward, I think maybe the Euro 2020 see, a regression, if he continues, because the pragmatic style will eventually catch up to France. Even in Euro 16, I wasn't really that convinced by them. And when they lost to Portugal, you weren't all too surprised,
They should have won that game.
That's true.
I think Deschamps is the right manager, because I think he figures out that this team is not good enough to play possession-based football, and they don't have the midfielders. I mean, come on, you can't play they don't have the right midfielders to carry that game.
That's not true.
No, that is true. Come on, Pogba, Kante, come on, Matuidi. I mean,
wait, FG land your bloody player.
Yeah, I think he deserves a lot of credit. He should stay.
Okay, thanks. Forward.
First and foremost, Kante slander in 2018 is despicable. Now on to the point about France. Yeah, you know what? The wider point is, I think as football fans, we're all pretty hardcore football fans. We all watch it pretty much every day, right? We're kind of disappointed by Deschamps, how he's utilizing this France team, because I've always said even before the World Cup, this team's like, they could almost be like the 90s Brazil in terms of they have amazing attacking fullbacks that they could possibly use, amazing attacking players, and then they have the midfielders to kind of cope in. They're just the two by Pogba and Kante. That could easily be like the Brazil team, obviously, that we saw. So my point is,
easy, Brazil.
Okay, Brazil better, yes. Let me be clear, but they have the potential to be as close to that as any team I see this generation. They have so much ability, so much talent. So my point is, yeah, I'm just disappointed that we're not seeing that from them, and that's why a lot of Chelsea, so that's why a lot of football fans in general just aren't happy with what we're seeing from Deschamps. But now, to kind of caveat my own point, I look back here and I say also something that you said HH yourself before the World Cup about Belgium. You said that attacking team that needs a defensive manager. Now Deschamps is a defensive manager, and Belgium and France have an amazing attack. So they kind of gelled in a sense where they have a defensive manager who got the best out of them in terms of defending and just using their attacking players to win games, and that's what won them the World Cup. So you have to give him credit in that sense. But I mean, us football fans are all disappointed because this team could play so much better football. So yeah, it's disappointing, but you can see why they won the World Cup, and he deserves some credit, but not a lot.
It's a fair point. I mean, before I go to Hassan, it's a fair point that Ford made is that I think that's a little nugget that I always put in there, that when you have such a blessed attacking team, get a defensive organized manager, because the temptation is that, my gosh, attacking team, attacking manager, let's just attack. No. Those individuals will win that game for you, but put those individuals in the position to win the game for you by worrying about all the other nitty-gritty defensive organizational stuff. Hasn't.
Wait, can I just add one more thing? Yeah, that's why someone like Mourinho would be amazing at PSG. But yeah, go on, Hassan.
Okay. Yeah. So no. You have to keep Deschamps. You have to. You can't just.
Wait. Why do I have to do anything?
No, you. Well, I'm talking to France.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, like you can't sack him after winning the World Cup. And look, this is the first real setback in the Nations League and in general in the recent games. Like they beat the Netherlands in the previous leg, and they beat Germany recently. So like it's not that as bad as people are making it. It's okay. This game it didn't really work out. Obviously the pragmatic approach didn't maybe really work. But I don't know. Also, you have to look at that Pogba didn't play this game, so and he's a big part of that team. And if you talk about the Deschamps tactics, this pragmatic tactic it fits the team. Like it really fits the players that he has, because like the players like Pogba and Matuidi in the midfield are really good in the counter attack and able to really move the ball in the other direction quick. And obviously the speed of Griezmann and Mbappe also fit to that, and Kante's interceptions. So like his approach is really the best approach for this France team right now. So they really should keep him and continue with this approach.
Yeah, Liverpool.
Did they lose to Holland or Australia?
Netherlands. It's not Holland. Holland.
Netherlands.
Okay, my point is. Okay, fine. My point is who. That's a good team. It's not like France is going on a serious losing streak or anything. So I think we're maybe panicking a bit too much. I think they're still a good squad. They came up against a team that's really hungry, and I think trying to, in a way, put themselves back on the map as far as the world is concerned. So I don't think there's really a big thing to worry about with France. They still got a good squad. They didn't win the World Cup by luck. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I just want to add, he shouldn't be under as much pressure as Jurgen Löw. Obviously, he's not. He's far from that situation.
Yeah.
Oh no. That's a whole different ballgame, man.
Yeah.
All right. Muntaha.
Yeah, for me, it's like you should keep this guy and give him a chance for at least 2020 Euros. And he like his tactics is good, pragmatic approach, more safety, and you don't have to get worried about the ball position game and all those kind of football. So that's good. But secondly, if you will look at the bench and the squads, what they have, they could even bring the Lacazette, Martial, Coman back into a team. You have Dembele on bench. So if you have that much attacking players in your squad, so why not go for an attacking manager? You have liberty to play attacking kind of football. You have already won the World Cup. Your team is young. So why not take that risk? So that's my thing. If you won't take that risk,
but I get your points though. But it's like it's one of those things that like don't buy into that temptation, because again, it's about winning. So do you want to just look good, or do you want to have a great chance of winning? I think with Deschamps, and that is the dilemma, is that he's not playing quality football and everything, but there's a strong winning mentality within this team. And who knows, if Pogba was in that game, maybe they win against Netherlands. And as Liverpool said, that Netherlands guys, those guys are hungry. Those guys are hungry. But again, it's like, what do you do? Because as Ford was saying, it's that whole dilemma of like, maybe you do need a defensive dude. It's ugly, it's annoying, it's pissed off. But maybe you do need this dude to win games.
But also, France didn't have Tovan either.
listen to me.
Who
Yeah?
the
If like,
hell is that,
no,
man?
I'm not saying that. Like, just go and buy Pep Guardiola for your team. Come on, man. You can go for Zidane. Zidane is like a balanced manager. He's not that much attacking, not defensive. So it could be better for France. And look at the squad, defensive squad. They are young, and most of the average team is 25.
Would be sexy, man. With this team, Zidane as manager, that would be crazy, man. All right, Juju, man.
Why?
With France, I mean, I agree with Muntar. I mean, they should remove. First of all, I don't rate international coaches. Even if they remove Deschamps, they're not going to get another coach. But they should remove him for the sake of having a new energy. You need they should make after he won the World Cup. I mean, there's nothing. They just need to get rid of him and then bring in another manager so that there's like with the Netherlands where there's a new atmosphere.
Why?
If you were
It does. I don't think it matters that much because it's 5 games a year. It doesn't take a genius to manage 5 games a year. So it's like
what are you talking?
whoever they bring.
This dude, man.
No,
Juju
it doesn't make a big difference.
It doesn't take a genius.
Okay.
International football is much harder to play.
Okay, wait. So wait.
5 games a year.
You don't play with each other the whole year.
They should replace Deschamps. That's your final take.
They should replace Deschamps. Not because of this game, because it doesn't matter. The game, it doesn't matter. They should replace him just to bring in a new atmosphere in the training, because it's the same guy. I mean, after a while, it gets old and boring.
Okay, all right.
Never change, Juju.
I don't. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what they say. So. It's only been one game without arguably their best player, or maybe their best player in Pogba. So, and they lost to a team that lost to Austria tonight. So, what does it really mean? It's one loss, and people shouldn't really overreact. And the guy won the flipping World Cup, so I think he should be at least given the next Euros to see what they can do.
Yeah, like the Bosque.
Okay. Before we round off. Pogba and Messi, they were both spotted at a restaurant in Dubai.
So was Ashley
going down?
Yeah,
Messi to United. All the Premier League fanboys are getting excited now.
I mean, no. I pray that people are not really thinking Messi to United, please.
No one's saying it's vice versa, man. What are you talking about? No one's saying that.
It wasn't just Pogba and Messi. It was Gundogan and Ashley Young. So. Make of that.
So is Ashley Young going to Barcelona now?
I mean, no. I mean, because look for me, you cannot read anything into the. But for me, seeing that, if there's any talk of anything, I think it's more of a case of, because we don't know how much Pogba admires Messi and talks him up. I think there's more of a case of Pogba to Barcelona. Messi to United, that's not even a discussion, because United are not relevant and these days. But Pogba to Barcelona, Barcelona has always been something. And Messi is king of Barcelona. So if these guys are getting along, they're laughing, they're sharing jokes, and so forth. So, and if Pogba is cool with the guy you have to be cool with at Barcelona, that's big. Because remember, Messi was the reason why Sanchez got sold. Messi said, no, sorry, this guy isn't clicking.
I always thought that Pogba would end up leaving United and going to
Sorry, but there's no space for Pogba in Barcelona in that midfield. There's no space.
He would be
No, there isn't. You have Arthur. What's his name?
Yeah, he's better than all of them.
He's better than all of them.
Let's be real right now. Okay, Hazem, let's be real right now. Busquets, Rakitic, Arthur. In my view, if let's say Pogba is available, we have the money to buy him, and he can definitely come. I love Rakitic.
Yep.
I love that guy. That's a quality player. You are getting an upgrade in Pogba, because in Busquets, you know that you have your DM, one of the best DMs in the world. In Arthur, you have the guy who can keep the ball and has a good possession. And in Pogba, you have one of the most dynamic midfielders in the world.
Okay, but don't you think that they should instead of just spending so much on Pogba, when their midfield is already quite decent, they should spend on the defense, which is the main problem?
But the issue is that I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But at the same time, you're Barcelona. Yes, you should look at defense and everything, but you have to always continually improve. You can't be a big club There's a big player out there, one of the best players in the world out there, and you don't go out and try and get him. That's not how big clubs work.
Yep.
So as big clubs, you want to improve your defense, but my goodness, if Pogba is a possibility, and your midfield is Rakitic, Busquets, and Arthur, and you don't go for Pogba, that's insane. That's insane.
So then they should just sell Vidal, because Vidal is not going to get anything then.
No. Vidal's probably going to be on the way out.
He's on the bench.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, not to sidetrack, but did you talk about in the Napoli, Liverpool, PSG group stage? Like, did we talk about that in the last hangout? Because I don't know who's going to make out. Go out. Who's going to make it through?
Let me put it very simply. Let me put it extremely simply for you. If I turn on my television in about a few months' time, and PSG are lacing their boots for a Europa League game.
No, it won't happen.
No, it doesn't look good.
It won't happen.
Juju man, listen to me Juju man, you're not listening to me. Juju man, listen to what I'm saying. If in a few months' time, I turn on my television and Paris Saint-Germain with Neymar, the most expensive player in the world, is playing against FC Lusalaka Baraisiki in the Europa League game, then that's how you know that we are failed as the human race.
No, it might happen. It might happen.
It won't happen.
I can't wait.
Let's be real.
I want Toast in here when that happens. Toast, I'm calling you out wherever you're toasting. Make sure you bring your ass to this hangout when that happens.
Paris. I'm sorry. I'll say it. I'm not putting money on PSG beating Liverpool in Paris. They should.
Why?
I'm not putting money.
I wouldn't either.
And the other thing, no one mentions. Wait, Napoli and Liverpool both lost at Red Star. I mean, they dropped points at Red Star.
Napoli drew. Napoli drew.
They dropped 2 points. I mean, how confident is everyone that PSG is just going to win that game?
Wait. Let me be real with you. So let me. Okay, again, I don't have the group with me. So if PSG beats Liverpool and they draw at Red Star, can they still go through?
Yeah. It depends on if Napoli beats.
You know the scary part is Liverpool or PSG.
Of course, Napoli will be Red Star.
Might be eliminated because Napoli highly likely beat Red Star, and then they just face Liverpool at Anfield, and that's it.
All they need is a draw.
You see, for me, okay, basically, put it this way: PSG Liverpool, I don't know what's going to go down in that game. Napoli should slice and dice Red Star at Naples. I am not sure whether Napoli can beat Liverpool at Anfield. And remember, from what I remember, the commentator saying that he said that it doesn't matter what happens. All Liverpool needs to do is beat Napoli by 2 clear goals, and they're through.
That's true.
So whatever the results against PSG, they just need to beat Napoli by 2 clear goals at Anfield. So that is a great position for Liverpool to be in. Napoli, as good as they are, Anfield, I don't know whether they can go to Anfield and beat Liverpool. I don't know whether they can go to Anfield and not get beat.
Wait, all they need is a draw.
Wait, double H. But look, they tied at Red Star. They tied at Paris, at France. Well, do you think they're going to be beaten 2-0? No, but it's
that's a lie, man. That's a lie.
They're good.
PSG fans were louder than the Liverpool fans.
Like for me, it's
not only about that.
Like Liverpool in this competition, Liverpool are one of the strongest teams at their home ground in this competition. Like them and Napoli are the 2 teams in where, you know what, if you go to their crib, I don't know whether you can get much at their crib. But but look, it's because
and Roma last year.
No, wait, basically, when PSG drew that game against Napoli twice, I said, you know what, these guys better be very careful. Because I'm sorry, guys, are we going to assume that PSG are going to beat Liverpool in Paris?
We can't.
Why should we assume that?
Nah, they will.
No, because you know that's dangerous.
What do you mean by they will? Based on what?
Listen, you be here after that. You just be here.
They have to. They have to. They know that
they have to beat Napoli. What happened there?
Wait.
They performed really well.
Wait, sorry. Can I bring up a point? Sorry, can I bring up a point?
Wait, guys. Okay, I'm going to go to forward and then Hazard forward.
So the point I want to bring up is why are you so confident PSG are going to beat Liverpool? Liverpool just reached a Champions League final, and PSG in the last few big games, they showed against Napoli twice. They got destroyed by Bayern, and they got destroyed by Real Madrid. I mean, their recent. Wait, let me just finish on this, right? Their recent Europe Champions League pedigree is shocking. They've never reached a semi-final. These guys are a fraud of a club. So if they lose this season, and Neymar probably leaves to Real Madrid, their whole project is finished in their club, and that's it.
Wait. Let me ask you this: who's to say the ref doesn't get involved in this? What if the UEFA says we need Neymar and Mbappe in the knockout stages?
That's what happened last year as well in the semi-final.
No. They won't. Look, and the one thing everyone's saying Liverpool can lose. Liverpool cannot afford to lose at France because you don't want to go the last game where Napoli won their game and then you have to win because Napoli get a draw.
Wait, Judgman, put it away. Wait, Judgman. Think about this. If your club and the game is getting away from you in Paris, I will say, you know what? Nobody gets an injury. Maybe I'll take off Salah and so forth. We put everything in that game at Anfield because they know how strong they are at Anfield. So but of course, no. Don't get it twisted. Liverpool are going to try and beat PSG in Paris for sure. But Liverpool still know at the back of their mind that we have an amazing opportunity. Win by 2 clear goals at our home ground that we know we are forceful at, and we're good.
Wait. You make it sound so easy.
The game at Anfield will be very different from the game at Naples. Liverpool had with Napoli for sure.
No,
but Napoli haven't lost away.
It ain't gonna be easy.
Napoli haven't lost away. It's like
I said, it's not gonna be easy.
Don't say 2 by 2 goals.
It's a great situation to be in.
Guys, is it too early to preview Spurs Chelsea?
Yeah, we have to. Well, when are we gonna do it then?
Wait. When is that on the Saturday or
late kickoff? Saturday late kickoff.
And Barca Atletico.
Oh wow. Okay. Chelsea Tottenham. Okay. Oh, you see,
it's at Wembley.
You see, do you know why I didn't want to bring this up? Because I don't want to mention that guy's name. You know,
who?
I don't want to mention the guys because again, look, he's been playing well. He's been so gotten back and form. That's thing I saw on my Twitter feed. That's going to see that guy back 3, 4, 5 games because we know how much of an emotional guy the guy is. You have a miss like that. I mean, it's back to the drawing board. This
is his chance to prove himself.
But no, you see, for me, like you see, that's a tricky game for Chelsea. And look, guys, give out to Sarri. He's still not lost yet. Still not lost yet.
What does that matter though? The guy's gonna win 0 trophies anyway. So.
FJ, I agree with you, bro.
It hasn't behaved. You behave, bro. Come on, man.
Based on what, especially like Kane being revved up after that, his winning goal. I mean, that's going to be a tough game, man. At Wembley, that's going to be a really tough game.
Is the NFL logo still on the pitch?
That thing's on the pitch. We need to sue that club, man.
Do you know how ridiculous that was? It was basically, it was like watching Teletubbies. I was like, wait a minute. Seriously, I could count 50 yards, 40 yards, 30. Do you know what the funny thing is that Wembley aren't to blame? Because remember, Wembley pre-booked this stuff in advance.
Yep.
So Wembley had the mindset of, you already have your stadium ready, cool. What pre-booking this thing earlier on? So Tottenham, no, you screwed up because we assumed you had your stadium. So we obviously did not have enough time to clear the pitch. So it looked flipping ridiculous. I mean, I've never seen anything like that in my life. It was a mess. It was a mess. And also, Atletico Madrid, guys. Let me tell you this right now. This may turn out to be one of the most exciting La Liga seasons we've ever had.
Wow,
it's going to be one of the most.
Wait, question.
If Atletico Madrid finally beats Barcelona, it's now.
Wait, I have a question. Why
Metropolitano. It's at the Metropolitano.
FG, what do you say?
Why isn't Diego Costa in the Brooker camp? 19 games without a goal. If that was Benzema, you put him a scholarship.
He's been very poor.
Okay, wait till after the game. Okay, wait.
That's my guy.
Let me just see something on Diego Costa.
I'll think about it.
Wait, let me just see something on Diego Costa. He always turns up in...
What?
Easy, man. Let's go top.
Okay, look. I'm the biggest Costa advocate, right? I love the guy at Chelsea. We need someone like that. Whoa. That's
what the hell is happening?
So that's my my ringtone. Sorry about that. But he's calling. But anyways, back to the point about Costa, right? Look, yeah, I love the guy, but okay, he always turns up in big games. So if he doesn't turn up in this game, yeah, add him to the big academy. But come on, just give him one more game against Barca. Let's see if he turns up.
So 19 games
This
wasn't
is
enough.
I'll give him one game. And like if he brings it to this game, I will fully induct him. Like he's on the review. He's on the review. Are you happy? He's on the review. Guys, this is Swell. I will see you guys next week. Peace out. Stay